All right, guys, Shotty T here with a voiceover commentary. I'm back home now. As you can see, the war, this is from the previous war, war number 8. Got Doom, Ghost, and Torch banned. The Doom ban is going to kind of hurt us in one of our paths, but you'll see that. Just want to give you guys an idea. We're pretty much stuck in Platinum 4, at least for now. Like I said, we can go on a streak and finish out the season, but it has to start this war because it's pretty big cushion in Platinum 4. It goes beyond 300. So because of our multiplier, it'll pretty much keep us there. But it's just going to make it harder to get back into tier 3, especially the way the scoring system is now. But hopefully that'll change next season. But this team I'm bringing is going to be Ultron, Guardian, and Strife, pretty much highlighting all the fights I'm going to be taking. I highlight one of them by mistake. I'm not going to be taking on Mangog. I accidentally highlight him, but we're not taking on Mangog. Somebody else is with Magic there, but I will be taking on the Apocalypse boss, at least scheduled to do so, because depending on, cause I am in South Beach, Miami, so and I think I was going to be driving back that morning. So if we didn't finish by a certain time, then somebody else would have to take that fight. But luckily, it turns out that fight, spoilers, does have suicide, so it makes that fight a lot easier. But anyway, first fight here, we got a Hit Monkey on Ebb and Flow Knockdown. Pretty straightforward fight with Strife. I think I recall making a couple of mistakes here, get hit a couple of times. But overall, I mean, I got a rank 4 health pool, so you can afford to have some mistakes here and there. So we're gonna parry heavy him again, I believe. Yep, there we go. And then we're gonna go into the SP1, and I believe this is where the first no mistake happens. At least I remember it. Where's that mistake? I know that mistake happens around somewhere. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe I'm just imagining this stuff. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I was trying to do the whole bait and attack and punish with a heavy, but trick is riskier to do that when the opponent has a special locked in. They can decide to just throw their special and not play into your heavy attack. So, rookie mistake there, but again, we had the health pool to sustain that mistake. Now, the next fight, we got Nick Fury. We're going to go ahead and heal up first. And don't believe I boosted for these first 2 fights, because I had rank 4 Strife. But Nick Fury gonna pretty much be the same concept, knockdown. And now the only difference is when he has 5 or more tactical charges, his attacks do not miss. So I have to be mindful of that. But this particular fight, and also when the prowess gets out of control, I have to make sure that he's not throwing his SP1, because kind of like the Node 23 version, that block damage can be pretty intense there, especially in his second life with that Fury active. So that's the main thing really to worry about in this fight. So we're going to go ahead and get in here. All right. And we got a combat regeneration boost active. And we can, I don't know why we didn't. Yes, I think our finger got stuck on the block button. and then I took a 5-hit combo. Luckily, he phased through that light attack. Otherwise, that could have been a death potentially, because that deep bleed is serious. But I think after this, I started to regain back control of the fight. And that time, I made sure the opponent was dashing at me before I charged my heavy. And again, the miss bails me out once again. Such a great fail-safe mechanic for Strife. But it allows you to be a little sloppy at times. Like I said, this fight wasn't the best played fight. And there, I probably should have knocked him down before I threw my SP2. Would have done a whole lot more damage, but it's okay. We're in control at this point. All right, he has his prowess built up, but he's at an SB2, so I don't have to worry about the whole penetration there. And at this point, he has 13 charges, so I can't phase. So we're aware of that. And luckily, that SB2, now that SB2 had 2 Furies, but luckily didn't have a lot of prowess charges. So we get through that fight, but we took some health damages again, so it's costing me potions more than anything at this point, because I do have one more strife fight left. The middle section was handled by teammates, so now we jump back in part 2. You got a Mortal Abomination. Again, this is going to be another Ultron fight. You saw me do this fight a couple of videos back. And this fight goes a little sloppy, but we persevere. It's the same game plan here. Try to intercept. Ideally, try to intercept him. So that way, when he purifies all those poisons, because the more debuffs he has on him, the more attack he has. So that can be kind of a damaging proposition. And I believe this opponent does have suicides also. So that does help a little bit. I get clipped there at the end, but there's the recoil. Got the evade helping me out there. The evade can be useful at times, but when you're trying to parry and you evade, that's when it can throw you off. All right, we're just gonna wait him out here. He's gonna purify his poisons. And we get a little intercept, timely clutch there. This should power drain him. And yeah, there's some, that's where the Doom factor is. Yeah, Doom against the Null in Path 4. Doom was banned. But yeah, that pretty much ends the fight there. Stun him, get that heavy out the way, all those bleeds stacking up. Then just another hit just for insult to injury. But you guys can see Path 4, we had 3 deaths in that path. But I'm gonna put Do Not Disturb on. Okay. Don't need that for this Nova fight. I think we heal up here. Or combat regeneration boost or the vulnerability boost. Do we heal up? I don't think so. Nope, we don't heal up. All right. So the vulnerability boost will be needed for this fight. I do recall taking those hits. I got back-to-back intercepts there. I could have intercepted again, but I'm trying to get him to throw a special now. There we go. And I can punish this SB1 with the heavy. Unfortunately, I don't take advantage of that tactic the rest of the fight. I think I only did it just that one time, oddly. That was a perfect intercept there. So far, this fight's going pretty smooth, but you're going to see some mistakes happen here. And AI being passive, I got late throwing my heavy. It's always nice. And now I lost a little bit of momentum, and at least I got rid of his thing there. It's a little risky to try to charge that heavy there, so that's why I didn't get the intercept. I had to make sure he was charging at me for sure. I probably could have heavy counted there. It's always good to watch yourself after the fact, because when you're doing it live, you don't think about, oh, I could have done this, but when I look over these fights, I can say, oh, I could have did that. That's like Monday morning quarterback for you. We kind of look back at the film and say, oh, what could I have done better? So we make sure he comes at me this time, and we get a nice, fat, heavy attack there, and he's dead. All right, so that's part 2. As you can see, like I said, we lost 3 bonus on the left side. I think this fight is with Guardian. So this is the first Guardian sighting of the war. Kitty Pryde, rank 3. I've taken Kitty Pryde on Ebb and Flow Intercept countless times now. So this fight is no different. So I think I parried early on. And then, of course, we don't want to get 3 parries because that's 3 prowess, which means there's invisibility. So we'll just wait for her to throw her SP1 to reset her prowess charges. We throw our SP1. And we're just playing the blocking game. Not quite perfect blocking her SP1 that time. But we do get another clutch intercept. SP2 should finish this fight. And here we go. All right, so that's the last fight of the night. Now we get ready to go to bed, get ready to have the drive through tomorrow. We're down 4-8 right now in our BG. Like I said, those are the 3 deaths in our path. Though actually 4-8 overall, 2-5 in our BG. But this is the next morning. All right, now it's a little bit closer. As you see, we still have a deficit in our BG. But the opponent has yet to make a lot of ground, so that's going to be relevant. All right, so we're taking on Bishop Ultron. This is actually before I go to bed, actually. I could have waited for like someone to bring Magneto pre-fight, White Magneto. Would have made this fight a little bit easier, but we did okay against Bishop the first time. I just have to worry about the parry, doing that conflictor. But just like before, I'm just going to use the node to my advantage because at times I want him to go over 2 bars of power because I don't want him to throw the SP1. So that's what we do. And we try to medium light as much as possible to keep his prowess under control. And that is the plan for this fight. So here we go. So we get that parry there, medium light. So we actually do an elongated combo there. Yeah, I probably could have did more repairing, but that's the main thing about not having a White Magneto pre-fight. With that pre-fight, I can just freely parry without worrying about conflictor applying. And I waited too late to punish this second medium, and then I get hit. Always nice. And I didn't bother to dex SP2, and I just get myself cornered. So, not the best looking rotation there. That's just not how you plan stuff. Yeah, we dexed that one. But we still got one more heal in our kit. That's why Ultron is a pretty safe guy. You can got an emergency heal at 50% and at 25%. So the 50% one has applied. I still got one more if I need it. Again, we're holding blocks so that way he doesn't throw his SP1. But again, if I had the pre-fight, probably there'd be one less thing to worry about. Again, we use that node to our advantage, push him over to 2 bars of power. And now we're about ready for the SP3 finale. But I want him to throw, well, I guess I don't have him throw a special. Pretty much do the same thing I did against Immortal Abomination. Throw the SP3, which should stun and power drain him, and then throw the heavy attack. And that should finish the fight. Boom, there it is. Because I made sure Conflictor applied first so I can get the maximum benefit of those degeneration debuffs. Alright, so we're just about at the end of this fight here. We're just going to absorb all that damage, why not? It's medium light, heavy, SP2. And he's done. So again, not the cleanest fight. Like none of these fights are like A-list, like just full yellow bar fights. I mean, the Guardian fight was pretty clean, but the rest of the fights were kind of like I guess sometimes you take certain matchups for granted, or you just take your health pool for granted. Like I got rank 3, rank 4 attackers with regeneration and all that. But at this point, this is the last fight of the war, and we're up by 10. So really, regardless of what I do in this fight, we're gonna be done. I was actually on my way back, but we stopped by to get some food, so I had a little bit of an opening to get this fight in. I think one of my team members was on standby with Warlock to take this if I wasn't gonna be available at all. But since I was, might as well get it out the way. It should be a quick fight. So still gonna boost just to do it in style. But as you guys can see, he has suicides. This was disclosed to us before this boss fight. We had someone take another opponent early on with this profile and announced that. So that made the prospects of a rank 4 apocalypse boss much easier. And I forgot to put do not disturb on again. But hey, it's the final fight, and we have basically all 3 bonuses to play with. But as I stated in prior streams, you guys don't want to see me not have a boss solo. And I am playing this without audio for the most part because I was DJing in our car on the way back. So actually this fight, it was actually a loud Pandora station playing, and actually muted this part of the war as far as commentary purposes because you guys would have just heard a bunch of music that I would have got copywritten strike for. So I just said, okay, we're just gonna voice over this entire part. You guys are not gonna hear anything in the background, but the only thing you're gonna see here is just the boss solo and the fact that we're gonna win this war and break the losing streak. So feels good to get back in the W column. Maybe that'll give us finish the season off strong. So far this war that we're currently in, we're doing okay. So if we can keep that momentum, so like, share, comment below, subscribe.